Well, all right, everybody. Welcome on in. Let's get ready for the number 4 race in the Super Speedway King Series. You are watching Rebel Racing Network. I'm Eddie Smith, and this is going to be a good one, I think. We are still qualifying. Got about 2 minutes left in qualifying, so we're going to get this thing rolling pretty soon. But here we are, Xfinity race number 4. Had a great series. This thing is sort of a fun series, but it comes with a great award, and that is the King title. Currently, Josh Lokenvitz is the holder of that title, and so we have quite a few folks looking to take that title away. So tonight we're going to see who's going to get one step closer to that. As we look real quick at the point standings, the low budget point standings, Jameson Mullins on the top, 93 points with that one win, average finish of 7th, 13-point lead over Kai Shepard. The fight for second place is pretty stout, as 10 points separate 2nd through 8th, but still 3 races to go. We have the Xfinity cars tonight, and then we have the the Chevy SS and Ford Fusion, the 2013 cars, next, and then after that we'll finish off the season in the CO2 unrestricted, and probably going to see some fly off to the moon. I'm not real sure, but that should be a lot of fun as we see cars hitting 230 miles an hour. It's going to be crazy. So, but let's go ahead and get into the grid. Let's jump right into it, and let's see who has taken the grid tonight. And row 1, we've got nobody. This is a good start. All right, fantastic. Let's see if this works this time. All right, let's show the grid. Hot dog, there we go. On the front row, Chuck Pegleg Phelps takes the pole spot with Brandon Wallace on the outside of row number 1. Row 2, we have Ryan Huff and Vernon Reese. Vernon Reese being sort of a mainstay in this series, always seems to find his way up towards the front. Steve Loving and Colton Lamford brings up row 3. Row 4, Kyle Roberts, David, I think that's Jesse Necula. Jacob Ellingson, Tyler DeTaliente, or DeTalent, in row 5. Row 6, William Bulldozer Griffith and Justin Henry. Good to see Justin Henry back. Haven't seen him in quite a while, so glad to see him racing with us tonight. Jimmy Bro and Davy Jones, row 7. Row 8, Mickey Isaac, Jesse Necula. Oh, it was David Necula. Well, my apologies. And then of course, like last week, the grid falls apart after that row. So we'll just go ahead and go down the list. Jameson Mullins, our points leader, going to start 17th. 18th, Stephen McDonald. Chris Reese starting 19th. 20th, Charles Stevens. Travis Bieber starting 21st. The current king, Josh Lokenvitz, starting 22nd. Josh Oswald starting 23rd. Greg Barnett starting 24th. And rounding up the last spot, 25th, Gene Watkinson. So, we are getting rolling now. So we'll see who's got the goods tonight to get this thing done. The Xfinity package, we've seen a lot of different types of racing where we've pretty much done all of the oval cars except for the Cup car, which is just a crappy super speedway package, so we're not going to do those. But we've done all the other oval cars. We've done ARCA trucks, the 87s, and tonight we're going to do the Xfinity car. The Xfinity car is nice. It's like the ARCA car in a lot of ways, where it allows you to kind of get some lanes going, but you're able to really to bump each other. Not too much, but definitely more than the ARCA car, where the ARCA you just can't really touch anybody at all. So I think this is going to be a fantastic race, a little bit more stable. They'll still get some decent runs, but it's going to take a lot of guys really working together as a group. Those lines, the top, middle, and the bottom are going to be units that have to work together to get that top spot. So, going to be interesting to see who can get it done tonight and just dodge the big one. We saw the Reaper Racing Group last week hang out at the back and try to miss all the wrecks, and turns out we went green for a long time. So gonna be interesting to see what the strategy is tonight. I think so far the strategy that's worked out the most is try to stay up front, be up front, and the wrecks will happen behind you, and you'll be there when it counts. So it's gonna be really hard to pass through the field in just a few laps. So we'll see as Chuck Pegleg Phelps is going to lead us to the green flag as we come all the way around through the tri-oval. Green flag is out. And let's see what these guys can do. As you see, Brandon Wallace gets a good jump on that restart. It's going to come even with Chuck Pegleg Phelps. But he's going to lose a little bit as soon as he gets his nose out in front. He's got to back up to the 13 machine of Vernon Reese as they try to get nose to tail and try to get something going. The bottom is pretty grouped up right now. That blue car, the 88, I believe that's 88 of David Necula. He finally gets caught up to Colton Lamford there in the 25 machine. Colton Lamford got a great looking paint scheme, a Bud scheme with Colton Lamford Nation on the back. So 13 of Vernon Reese gets down behind Brandon Wallace. Brandon Wallace is able to clear for the lead as Colton does blink out just a little bit, but he is still going to work that top side and try to get himself up to the into the lead. So but a great start so far. In every Super Speedway King race, we've been able to make it to at least the 4th lap. I believe the ARCA race was the one that went the worst, and it went on lap 4. So let's see if we can keep that trend. As we got somebody way on the inside. I can't see who that is. Looks like the number 3 machine is Steve Loving, and the Tire Pros number 3 Chevy Camaro is going to go to the back. So definitely playing his cards right now, seeing if he can stay in the back and miss the accidents as we go back up front. And watches Brandon Wallace. We got a couple guys trying to push up to the outside, trying to go to the outside of Colton Lamford there. That's David Necula and the number 37 of Tyler. I'm going to say it's the Talent. I'm pretty sure it is. So, but Justin Henry there in that matte black Toyota Supra. Trying to make that high line work, but he looks like he's going to go to the inside. Maybe the 37 machine is wobbling back and forth a little bit too much for him. You know, it's interesting in Super Speedway racing in real life. I think there's a lot on the line as far as safety and how you feel, and most guys are going to be able to be pretty stable. But with all the different range of controller options and different computers, different setups, and all this kind of stuff. Having I don't think there's anybody with a controller here, but some older wheels that don't have the range. There's all kinds of different setups here in sim racing, and so you really have to find that person that works with you really well, that you can get to the back bumper. They don't move a lot. They're not trying to look in the mirror and watch you and try to stay with you as their lead. Oh, you see Vernon Reese gets a little bit high there off the corner and makes Makes Justin Henry a little bit too nervous. But Colton Lanford just being disrespected there in the middle lane. Nobody willing to go with him. As Justin Henry looking to the outside maybe as David Necula trying to hang on to that top spot. Justin Henry needs to be careful, and it looks like that's what's going to happen. Looks like the number 37 car going to jump down to the middle lane, so that did not work out for him. Justin Henry going to lose maybe another spot to the number 12 of Griff as Colton Lanford goes into the wall and spins out. And we are wrecking on lap 5. We try to rewind that a little bit. Don't have my normal event viewer, so this is not the best, but let's go and try to find Colton Lanford and see what happened there. It looks like I may have gone by too far. Oh, no, it was. Yeah, it looks like David Necula may have gotten just a little bit looser. It just seemed like the car kind of got out of shape as he comes down and just and clips Colton Lanford, and that's all she wrote. So, oh man, quite a few cars caught up in that one. So, not looking good for some of those guys. They're going to use their faster pairs most likely on lap 6 of 40. So, already under caution. We did get past lap 4, so that's good. Brandon Wallace still holding on to that spot as these guys try to run down the pace car. Sometimes the pace car gets a little racy and you have to run him down. Garrett Kender in chat says Brandon Wallace drives with a controller fax. And no doubt about that. But if he is driving with a controller, he is in the lead. As they finally do get caught up with the pace car and they come to a complete stop. Hopefully everybody is getting the message and stops as well. Since we're talking about Brandon Wallace, let's look and see if we can get some information at all. But very stout I rating there at 1134, so he's really knocking down the door of that Pro Series at DWC. He's going to be there for too long. Got that A-class license. Led 6 laps tonight. Started second, currently first. And that's the kind of information you're going to get here at Rebel Racing Network. Very irrelevant information. That's what we do here as we see pit road getting a little wild as we see all these guys coming down, getting their faster pairs, getting some damage fixed. Some guys who don't have too much damage are going to elect to try to maybe work on that damage a little bit and get that fixed and save that faster pair. But some guys like Justin Henry, Colton Lanford, a couple of those guys got really hurt. Gonna have to come down and get that faster pair, and that's gonna change how you're gonna drive. You have to be careful because you only get one of those, and if you use them, you know you're kind of it's a struggle bus. You have to still be aggressive if you want to try to win this thing. So you have to work your way towards the front, but you're gonna put yourself into a bad situation trying to do that and get caught up in another wreck, and that's your night. So yeah, Jameson Mullins did come down pit road, but I'm not sure if he had any damage. I'll just be honest with you, this this broadcast and software is just awful. So I would love to go back and see what happened, but it's just impossible. Oh, okay. Maybe we can make it just a little bit better. Yeah, don't blame the software. But well, let's look at the weather. You know, let's go look at Talladega's weather. Air temp 82 degrees. That's pretty toasty. But not too bad for Alabama. Uh, you know, wind speed east or direction east to speed about 10 miles an hour. Humidity. Wow, I really believe this. 0% humidity and 82 degrees in Alabama. Um, there couldn't be anything more further from the truth. So they're basically racing at the desert. There's your track information for some reason. Let's look at your top 5. Brandon Wallace, Vernon Reese, Kyle Roberts snuck his way up there, running the original Rebels 35 Chevy Camaro. Chuck Pegleg Belts, our pole sitter. He is sitting there in 4th place, and well, don't look now. It's Josh the King Lokenvitz, our current king, is up there trying to fight to retain his title. Hasn't had a very good few races, so he's got a lot of work to do, and he's going to have to pray that a lot of guys that are up there have a lot of trouble. But with 3 races to go, there's plenty of rolling the dice left. This is worse than Vegas for sure. Yeah, some of these buttons, I don't even know what they do. Show pit stops. Look, there's your race off pit road. Don't know what any of that means. Looks like Jeremy, he had a 5-second stop. Probably just took gas. Ellingson 6-second stop. Just took. And right now, my event viewer is saying that everybody's crashing. So fantastic. I really like this. We're gonna stick with it tonight. Maybe the last time. We're gonna stick with it. But there you go. There's your pit stops. See some guys. Let them take 4 tires. But pace car is pulling off and getting ready to go back green. And these Xfinity cars, the bottom line, you can hold it if you have somebody behind you that's willing to push you. It's a lot like the trucks. As Brandon Wallace, Chuck Pegleg is going to get a nice little jump here. That may be a mistake. We'll see how that plays out as the guys behind him are going to get a pretty decent run. And you see the field sort of spread out. But these guys back here in towards the 10th place position are going to really get a huge run. Good Lord, this thing is awful. So we're kind of lined up on the bottom outside of Kyle Roberts and Josh Lokovitz there on the high side. Or that's Jeremy Bro. Josh Lokovitz jumps up there, try to run with him as those two are tandem at the top, trying to get ahead of Brandon Wallace. Brandon Wallace probably waving out back of Chuck and saying, "Hey man, come on, get up there and push me." But Chuck trying to be patient, trying to save his car, doesn't want to get up there. It's a little bit too early to be racing so hard. So Jeremy and Kyle making a lot of work there. You see him bump drafting. Jeremy all over the back bumper. Become disconnected here as Kyle is going to jump down and take that lead on the bottom. And we're starting to see the runs of the guys who are kind of behind are starting to get up to the pack now. So we'll see how that all plays out. As you see Colton Lanford, Justin Henry back up in the mix. They're definitely not racing scared. They're definitely they're going for broke. '37 car getting left out to dry up there at the top. Josh Oswald jump in behind him, but oh my goodness. You know, this is great racing, but it's you know, there's a lot of movement, a lot of guys swapping lanes really quick and just getting racy, and this is a fun run, so it's kind of is what it is. But there's a lot of guys taking a lot of chances. You see Kyle Robertson, the number 89 of Jeremy, they get a little bit closer. They're almost touching. So definitely not a lot of patience being shown. Still have we're not even halfway yet, so there's still a long way to go. You kind of hope that at least guys will get in 2 lines and just kind of ride. But you got guys trying to find a position. You see who that is in the 73, Ryan Huff, getting a little squirrely down the straightaway. Ooh. Here we are, 3 wide. The front group staying in line is pulling away just a little bit. They won't get that far, but you see just this middle and top lane, they're just not organized enough. They keep jumping out of line, jumping up, trying to pass one another, and that's really disorganized, and it's allowing the bottom line to really make up a whole lot of ground. Justin Henry going to try to get to the back bumper of Jeremy Breaux here and try to get that monster Zero Ultra car to the front. You see Brandon Wallace really pushing on the back bumper of Kyle Roberts. Really getting a nice view of Kyle Roberts, one that I hope I would never have to see. You see Brandon Wallace really trying to hold that bottom as Kyle is really pushing up off the corner, but it's not too terrible. You see Justin Henry and Jeremy Breaux able to get out front, but it helps Brandon Wallace as a main pusher for Kyle to be able to see. So sometimes it's okay for the leader to come up off the yellow line just so the car behind him can really see, but we are getting racy up here. 3 wide here for the lead as Justin Henry and Josh Lokovitz get together on that high side and kind of leave Jeremy out to dry, but now we're 3 wide, 3 rows deep for second place. Yeah, I don't know if it's excitement or just nervousness. I feel like it's there's just a bomb waiting to go off as you just see so much movement here. But so far, this is a really, really great little battle right here as you see 5 rows deep, 3 wide. See, that top line was doing really, really well, but then that middle line was able to sort of get more organized, and Justin Henry and Lokovitz are going towards the back. Colton Lanford there with a great run to the outside, but he doesn't have any help. He's going to get up to maybe Jeremy Breaux, but then he's going to really stall out there. He's going to get to the front, but unless he gets a lot of help. And he does have it with Ryan Huff there. So see if they can get organized. Justin Henry way up top. So, Colton Lanford disappears. So far, Kyle Roberts, Brandon Wallace, Chuck, and Vernon Reese there on the bottom line have been able to hold off a lot of attacks. Like I said, the top is, you see Colton Lanford get a little bit too high there. Was able to keep it out of the wall. But if the middle lane or either the top lane could ever get organized, I think they could very easily start dropping guys off at the pool down on the bottom lane. But you see Jeremy Bro able to get out there and take the lead. Yeah, Kookster in the Twitch chat saying, come on, Eddie, get some excitement in that voice. And, 2 or 3 days of Thanksgiving travel leave you a little wore out. So, oh, that's Patty D in chat. Hell yeah, brother. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm saving all my energy there for the last 10 laps. I'm going to hold everything I got, and we'll give it out there. But, yeah, so far, guys are really, really racy. But on the bottom, as Jesse Necula is going to take the lead here while I'm running my mouth. So the guys are starting to really make some moves here. Is Kyle Roberts, who was leading about 5 laps ago. He sits back in 8th place. We are halfway, and so far it's been really exciting. We are, you know what? We're not even live. There we go. How about that? Yeah, I think this is the farewell tour for ATVO. I got to let this go. Definitely a missing SDKs. You see 37 machine there of Tyler get really close to Colton Lanford. He almost gets into the wall there. Lanford Nation better get up, because right now, look at Colton. Oh, I said something, and David Necula makes him feel a little bit. No, we got number 37 of Tyler, the talent, going. My wife's cussing at a football game in the other room. Hopefully y'all can't hear that. Colt Lanford rejoining the track. He's going to lose quite a few spots, down to 17th place there. Gets a little nervous when the 88 machine came down, and as he was going to try to get up under on that low line. Probably was okay. Probably overreacted just a little bit. But great job not causing an accident, as you see the goat locker machine of Jacob Elsingson get up there, starting to fight for the lead. But Jesse Necula right now controlling the race. But look at Justin Hendry and Jeremy Bro get up there, trying to make that top line work with the 73 machine of Ryan Huff. They had to break it up just a little bit. Yeah, like I said, Brandon Pollock, it looked like the 88 machine gets up a little bit. Colton Lanford tries to make the move on the inside, and then has to take evasive action to try to avoid the 88. And then looks like Tyler DeTalent, he had some sort of issue as well and ends up down in the apron. But I don't know. It looks like we have guys going down pit road. So that must have been what happened. Guys were trying to get down pit road there. You see our leaders starting to come down pit road now. So it looks like we're good to go on fuel from here on out. David Jones back there spins out, coming into pit road, locks her down in the Holly, if it's Holly carburetor EFI Ford Mustang, but he gets it back going. But that's going to be real tough under green. He's not going to have any drafting help when he comes out of pit road. But right now, Jacob Eldingson is our leader. Uh-oh. Well, here's trouble. Let me get you. Hold on a second. Let me get you on. You're not even on. We've got a special guest here in the booth tonight. Who is it? Tell me who you are.
Well, I mean, it's your number one fan, Eddie. It's Patty D.
Well, look who it is. Patty D. What's going on, brother?
Not a whole lot. I mean, I think we all got a little bit of a turkey hangover here, but a lot of great super speedway racing here tonight in these Xfinity cars at Talladega. And, man, I just couldn't keep away, man.
Well, I'm glad you got in here. You can talk a few minutes as I get SDK up because I am so done with that other software, and we are going to get back into the good stuff. That way we can so if you will, talk about what you've seen so far in this race, if you've been able to see anything as I try to filibuster to get some of this stuff set up.
Well, I tell you, I mean, there's been a lot of great racing here this evening. As, you know, from what I've been able to see, these Xfinity boys and these cars really dicing it up here. Saw a lot of three-wide racing. And really, like I see in a lot of the original Rebels racing leagues here, I mean, these boys know how to race with each other. I mean, there's not too many places you're going to be able to go and be able to watch these guys go three and sometimes even four wide and keep it together here. So good to see these guys out here racing tonight. I know this is race number
4. Yeah,
race number 4 in the Super Speedway series, and it's a cool little series that you know, a few months ago the original Rebels put together to kind of, hey, who's going to be the king of the Super Speedways? And you know, it's good to see them bring it back here a little bit, see if we can't crown a new champion here. But a lot of great racing here, and Talladega always provides some great racing, and I enjoy. I mean, I'm a big fan of the Xfinity cars, and to see them out here at Dega tonight, man, it's been pretty awesome.
Absolutely. Well, you know, this you know, I don't know how the last Super Speedway King was done, but I would imagine it was done with a few cars. But being able to put everybody in different cars every race and have you know, to crown a champion of the King. I mean, that's a pretty stout pretty stout title there. So to be the King, to be able to call yourself the Super Speedway King, you've got to be able to race on all the different disciplines. As every oval car, you would think, well, you just hold it wide open and you draft. Well, not every one is the same. As you really have to understand the difference between. As the truck, it has really good runs. You can really tandem draft. The 87 car has a big draft, but the car handles all over the place. The Xfinity car is a more traditional super speedway package, a lot like the Fusion and the SS. But then you get into stuff like the COT, which is just a monster of a car here, as it has no restrictor plate. So whoever wins this, and right now it's Jamison Mullins, who is or Jamie Mullins, who is in the points lead by quite a bit. You're definitely going to earn that title.
Yeah, absolutely. And they did this the same, very similar last year. different disciplines, and I love listening to you talk about the different disciplines because super speedway racing really takes a whole different set of skills. It's just not as simple as getting in the draft and holding that thing wide open. In each different car, you've really got to understand how it builds a run, how you can pass with it, and what you can really do. And sometimes, what we're seeing leaders do right now is you just got to run it a line. You just mind your business and log some laps here. The Xfinity cars are a little bit different. They won't build these big runs, so you really got to figure out who's there to help you, who's not there to help you, and at just what point in the race you are. And we are getting down to that last 10 laps here. It looks like you know, uh, uh, it's going to be an exciting finish for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we've kind of been watching just because I was expecting to see these three eventually go down pit road, but Jake Ellingson and Ryan Huff, as you see, they're coming down pit road right now together. So we'll see where they blend in, but that's going to turn the lead over right now to this little group of cars. About 5 cars: Chris Reese, Travis Bieber, Steve Loving, Steve McDonald. They are running nose to tail, and you see Davy Jones there in the back. He's a lap down, so he's kind of out of this, but he is there offering some support as we see where these guys come out of pit road and see where they blend in. But the main pack is right here with the majority of the cars starting with 8th place Josh Oswalt. And there's quite a few. So it looks like Green Flag Pit Stops. There's another pack back here with Chuck Pegleg Phelps, and they look like they're going to run down this second pack. But right now, all eyes are on Chris Reese, Travis Bieber, Steve Loving, Steve McDonald, which they are about 27 seconds ahead. So I don't know if they can make it on fuel. I don't really know the fuel window and what they're able to do, but right now, 27-second lead over the rest of the field. So it's going to be interesting to see how these last 10 laps go.
It really will. I mean, and it depends on how you get on pit road, how you get off pit road. Do you have help? Do you not have help? So you start to see through green flag stops here, you start to see these little packs of cars. And if guys are smart, they'll get lined up. They'll start tracking down the other pack of cars because it's the only way you're going to get a chance to win. And so hopefully you get in one of those packs that everybody understands that. They're like, hey, we've got to get nose to tail. We've got to get up here if we're going to have a chance at this thing. And I think we're starting to see that in the second pack here is those boys are lined up nose to tail and wanting to get up here and mix it up.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I've swapped broadcast software at this point, so I don't know what the what these guys up front can do as far as pit. I know a couple guys have they're actually here. They come down pit road right now. So the top 4 are going to come down pit road and possibly surrender the lead. We'll see if they're able to blend back in. These guys are running at the back at the early part of this race, just trying to stay out of the mess. So let's see what these guys can do with 10 laps to go. Final pit stops are being made as we watch Steve Loving here come down into the pit. And Josh Oswald leading the pack coming through now, so these guys will definitely not make the draft as they're pretty far behind just running with 3 or 4 cars. You can see how much difference that's going to make as they are still sitting on pit road coming out right now. They're going to be some 15 seconds behind after they get going. So Chuck Pegleg Phelps, so he has led this front pack, talking about what you were saying, Jamie, get together and work together. And they have finally caught this group as we're seeing them get back and get this pack kind of back to what it was.
I'm the other goat locker guy. I'm Pat, not Jamie, but we'll forgive you for that.
Oh, did I call you Jamie?
You did.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry.
I mean, hey, I'm the calmer, cooler collector one. I mean, I'm not the guy on here cussing my head off.
Yeah. So okay, my bad. I'm not sure why I did that brain fart, but anyway, I'm kind of red faced right now. So, but we are watching this big pack start to really get messy here as we're getting 8 laps to go. It's time to go. At this point, if you are not making your way to the front, you're going to be in trouble. As you see Brandon Wallace get a little out of shape there, get under the yellow line. Was able to wrap it back up the bottom. Yeah, keeps it going, Pat. And they're able to get back going. But Justin Hendry and the 88 machine behind him I believe that is Charles Stevens Jr. Oh, it's Kyle Roberts going
Yep.
around. And there we are. That's our second big one right there as we look at Jamie Mullins, our points leader, caught up in that. Quite a few cars. Jamie Mullins, Greg Barnett, William Griffith, part of that. Number 38 machine you see there. So that took out quite a few guys. You see William Griffith there without a front end.
I tell you, and I'm going to chuckle here a little bit. Being a part of a conversation the other night with Josh Sujeta Oswald and how much he does not like the Xfinity cars, doesn't like driving them, doesn't like, all these other types of things. Guess who's out front right now, Eddie?
Yeah. I mean, he can't give a trophy to somebody else. It's unbelievable. He's got to take it from everybody. He's so greedy with all his trophies. He's always got some of the best paint schemes. He's got all the damn trophies, wins all the championships, and here he is going to lead this race and try to take it from these guys. But yeah, he's done a great job positioning himself. He was kind of just kind of hanging around the back, working that top line early on, and was able to get out front for these pit stops. And what's cool about it is you get the log laps, especially after green flag stops, where everybody's just trying to chill and catch up if they're behind. So these guys look at the relative and see, oh, we're 20 seconds behind.
Yep.
We got to get together. And so they get together and they basically just let you lead uncontested laps. Basically, because you're going to cycle around to be the leader. And that's exactly what happened to Josh Oswald. He gets to cycle around, be the leader, and control this last restart, or one of the last restarts. And
yeah. It won't be the last one, I
yeah.
promise.
So one of the last restarts, and he's kind of in the best seat in the house, which is on the bottom, because to make that middle line, top line work, guys have to work together. And here at the end, guys get real selfish. So.
I don't know about you, Eddie. I mean, we've obviously, me and you've got to race in a lot of different series and across a lot of different platforms. I'm a fan of super speedway racing. I actually really enjoy it. I think I think you really got to use your racecraft a lot. You really got to think a lot. How you're going to position your car, how you're going to take air away from a different car. I won't say that I've had a tremendous amount of success in it, but I really enjoyed the super speedway racing.
Well, I don't. I like it for all the things you just said, and then I just hate it to its core because of what I'm about to say, which is all that you can do all of those things just right,
Yep.
and one little small mistake, and it's you're taters. You know what I mean? You're gone.
Yep.
And all that, it's just a dice roll sometimes. There's a lot of trust in the guys you race around, a lot of just really putting a lot of faith in the guy that's racing around you or pushing you, or the guy that you're pushing, and it can go wrong really, really quickly, as we just saw. So.
Yep. No, I can't disagree with that whatsoever. You do put your fate in other people's hands here, and one small mistake, not even your mistake, can end your night or can end, your run at the Super Speedway King. So, but from a thinking man's perspective and really having to really think things through, I think that's what I enjoy about it the most. Nobody enjoys being on their lid or wrapped up in the big one or, any of those types of things. But they're fun to watch for sure. I've always enjoyed being able to race in them, and being a big fan of the Xfinity cars and all that stuff here tonight. Good to see these boys out here, dicing it up, and can't wait to see who's going to bring home the win here tonight.
Yeah, I tell you what, while we're kind of under caution, let's go ahead and bring in some folks, or at least one or two guys, and see what they're thinking. I'm gonna try to get Charles Stevens up in here, and we'll see what his plan is as he's getting ready to start in the third position. Charles Stevens, this is Eddie and Pat in the booth. You got me?
I got you, man.
Well, hey, you're sitting there in a pretty good spot behind Josh Oswald. That number 88 Pit Viper machine looks really, really good. What do you got to do to get up there and get the win? Are you in a good spot? Do you feel like you can make a move, or do you feel like you're kind of stuck pushing on the bottom? Or what are you feeling?
I think I'm good where I'm at. I'm gonna work with Josh here. We've been working with each other basically this whole race, so maybe stay here and hit a little move on him at the end of the race, and either I have to fit a little bumper to him, or hopefully someone behind me gets me a run. So I'm gonna try to do what I can to get the win here.
That's what I'm talking about, Charles Stevens Jr. You get out there and you win, you won. It's well overdue here, but yeah, you've put that 88 machine in a great spot here this evening, and good to see you running up front. And you go out there and you get this win.
I definitely will try, man. Thank you guys.
Hey, were you in Big Fish?
I am. Yep.
Easy, Eddie.
All right. Well, trying to get everybody back in their channel. It's amateur hour tonight. You know what I'm saying? We're not trying to put on a really good broadcast. This is more of a feel around, try some stuff out type thing for me. I decided to jump in here just and broadcast these. They're fun, they're exciting, but it gives me a chance to kind of play around with some things I don't normally would do in some of these broadcasts. So
Like
yeah.
have somebody randomly show up in the middle of your broadcast.
Yeah, that's usually something you don't want to happen, but because it really throws you off. But it's a good thing, keeps me on my toes. So I like that. No, I'm glad to have you. It's always good to. I needed some help there. I needed some saving as I was trying to fiddle around with that other software. But 5 laps to go. The pace car is pulling off right now. We're gonna have probably about 3 miles to the start finish line before we get going. We'll see if Josh Oswald is going to try to jump out ahead. I think that would be a bad move, but we'll see what he does. As he does. He gets a nice little jump here in the trial. Well, Charles Stevens, Chuck behind him, getting a good push. So these guys are going to have a good little get up here as we see the top 8 on back, kind of just taking it easy, but they're going to get a huge run once these cars get wound up, and this pack is going to close really quickly. So these top 7 are going to have to really position themselves and get themselves where they want to be, because by the time that pack gets caught up, you're pretty much there. So as we see Justin Henry on the top side trying to make it work.
Yeah, I don't think that was too bad of an idea there. Trying to break the field up just a little bit. They're definitely going to draft back up, but you can see there on the bottom line that Josh the Jet and Charles Stevens Jr. there, and even Chuck Pegleg Phelps. We got another wreck happening right now.
And that's Jamie Mullins, our points leader, again, spinning down to the inside wall, hard into the inside wall. Tyler DeTalent, let's see, quite a few other guys also involved in that wreck. My goodness, what happened there?
Again, you get down to the end of these things, and guys jockeying for position there, especially like we were just talking about there, Eddie. That back half of that pack was really starting to draft up, and I think some guys just jockeying for position there and got crossed up, and unfortunately, it's going to take us under caution here again, and it's damn sure going to give us a green-white checkered here tonight.
Yeah, no doubt about that. You see the 37 machine of Tyler DeTalent gets a little bit into the wall a little bit, and oh no, it's looks like him and Jacob Ellingson kind of get together.
I saw Jacob Ellingson step out to the third lane there, try to make a move.
Yeah, he was outside of Tyler there, and it looks like Tyler was catching Vernon Reese, and Tyler just tries to self-clear himself on the outside into Jacob, and that's kind of what started all that. Just trying to make a move, had a run, I always make fun of it. Just say it's always a funny thing in these super speedways. I got to run, I got to take it, and that looked like he was just itching to take that run, and just didn't see Jacob up there, or thought that he was clear. So tough luck for those guys. Is they were just trying to get caught back up. Didn't need to be the one causing the wreck, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's always tough, especially get under 10 to go here, and you get a run, and we all say it when we're super speedway racing. I mean, there's a time to lift and there's a time not to lift, and right now nobody's going to lift. They're going to take whatever run that they've got, and they're going to try to force it through, and I can't blame them. This is a fun series. They're having a blast with it, doing you know, and trying to crown the king and all the other stuff, and a couple more races yet here to come. So, you know, hey, why not? You
Well,
know, if you got to run, go take it.
I bet Jacob Ellingson and Chris Reese and Jamie Mullins could probably blame him.
well, I mean, there's that part for sure. But I mean, I've done some pretty wild things at some super speedways. I've taken some things 3 wide, probably when I shouldn't have. But when you get into these fun runs, and really that's what this whole super speedway king thing's all about, just having fun. Get a great group of guys out here, and it just go have some fun with it. And it looks like that's what these boys are doing here tonight. And you know, if you get wrecked, you get wrecked. If you get wrapped up in the big one, you get wrapped up in the big one. At least you could say you tried, right?
That's right. Well, you know, to me, if I were to say what is so good about Talladega racing, obviously the idea that anybody can win and the kind of the randomness of it, but I think Talladega has some of the highest highs and some of the lowest lows. I mean, it's
Yep.
a wide spectrum of you know, it can be unbelievably great. I can't believe I just won that, and I've had those. I've had those where.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't
Mm-hmm.
like super speedway racing, but been able to get that victory and win, man, it just it gets you amped up because you know how much of a dice roll it is, how hard it is to win when there's 30 other guys, you know, that can
Yep.
definitely do the same thing. And then it also could be the lowest of lows, so it definitely feels good when you win a super speedway, just because of how hard it is to get it.
Yeah, and I mean, and to kind of echo a little bit of that, Eddie. I mean, it's hard to win any of these races. I mean, we hear drivers talking about it all the time on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays in the Truck Series, you know, and the Xfinity and Cup Series. And you know, when we get out here and we do our little iRacing thing and have a lot of fun, it's hard to win these races. There's a lot of time and there's a lot of effort, and there's a lot of working on your racecraft to put yourself in the position to win. So anytime you get a chance to win, it's a big deal. And man, that '88 machine needs to go get himself a win. There would nothing make me happier here this evening to see Charles Stevens Jr. get a win here tonight. I'm going to say a close second. I'm going to say 1.1 would be to see Chuck Pegleg Phelps get the win here tonight.
Yeah.
You know, the Jet can get wrecked. I mean, he wins way too many things. We've already talked about that.
Yeah, he's definitely got the Jimmy Johnson effect where we don't really care what happens to him and wouldn't mind to see him take off and fly off to the moon. Yeah,
but
Chuck.
There's a couple guys out
Chuck
here.
for sure, yeah, 100%.
There's a couple guys out here that have been mainstays in the original Rebels League. A couple of these guys that even come over and race with us over at Goat Locker. A couple of these guys that race in Thunderstruck as well, which, you know, Josh puts on, that come out here each and every week, running all these different series, been big supporters of each series. Man, nothing would do my heart a little bit better to watch, you know, that 88 and 75 there on the outside for this restart finish 1-2.
Yeah, Chuck's been talking about how he wants to get a win in one of these series, and this would be a good one to get. You know, he's made such an improvement over
Yeah.
when I first joined and
Mm-hmm.
from then to now. So he is so due for a win, and I think and if
Mm-hmm.
I'm not there to see it, I'm gonna be so damn disappointed. But here we go. We're getting ready to finish this thing. The first of 2 green-white checkers. Josh Oswald, Justin Henry on that bottom line. Charles Stevens, Chuck Pegleg on the outside. Who is going to have the best run? You only have 3 laps. You got a green lap, you got a white lap, you got a checkered. So you have to be careful. There's a little teamwork going on right there between Josh and Charles Stevens. They get connected there and get out to an early lead, but I don't think it's going to last too long.
Did not see that one coming, Eddie.
Well,
Wow.
they said they were going to work together, but you know, that's good for Pegleg as he's able to get some help from Brandon Wallace and Colton Lanford, Holla Lanford Nation, and they're going to get that run going on the top side. If Colton could just keep his internet from blinking out, there Chuck Pegleg starting to make his way up toward the front. You got a couple cars on that high side. Let's see if they decide to go to the far high side or stay in the middle with that second line.
It looks like the third line's trying to form up there with Nicky Isaac. So we're going to come around and hopefully grab this white flag, and this is going to end this thing here this evening. So see if these boys can keep it together for a few hundred more yards.
Yeah, that middle line, they just have to get together. Oh, you see Justin Henry comes up in front of Chuck. He's making his move, getting ready to go. That middle line just not organized just right, but they are making a move. Justin Henry gets to the outside of Josh Oswald. Charles
White
Stevens.
flag is out.
Yeah, Charles Stevens pushing the hell out of Josh Oswald.
My goodness.
They come down the backstretch, 88 all over the back end of that 17, trying to push him, wheel him, and stay out front. But Chuck Pegleg doing a great job of pushing Justin Henry there. It's the bottom.
Oh!
They hook.
Not going to end well.
Ryan Huff assumes the lead. Ryan Huff, Steve Loving. Two cars that have just kind of been riding in the back. Let's see if Steve Loving is going to have anything here, as we got to get all the way around to the start-finish line. Steve Loving has a little bit of a run. He's going to try to go to the high side, go to the inside. It's going to be a photo finish. Oh, man, who got it? It's a 0.00 there at the end. And what I show is Ryan Huff with the win, but we're going to wait and we're going to check the official results, and iRacing is giving it to Steve Loving.
I'm seeing Steve Loving win
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That was unreal. What a move by Steve Loving there at the end. We're going to go back and watch that, as they were the sole survivors outside of Kyle Roberts there after that wreck. You see the wreck happening behind them. And let's go on board with Steve Loving as we watch this move, as they're coming off of turn 4 into the trial. You see the run coming up. And jumps down to the low side and just gets enough run that he is able to take home the win with a 0.00. Wow.
Well, Eddie, I'm not going to lie, though. I mean,
I'm post-coital. I can't believe it.
I'm not too heartbroken that the Ohio State car didn't win. But
yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, I think he pretty much lost. I think he lost it there just because he had that paint scheme. So
I think iRacing got that one right. But man,
wow.
What a finish!
Yeah, I mean, way to be at the right place at the right time for Ryan Huff, Steve Loving. Kyle Roberts was in earshot, but just not in the draft there, as those two were the ones that were going to take home that. They were going to fight it out. Steve Loving with a great job. I mean, he had the perfect run and made his move at the right time. I've seen Kevin Harvick make that move 100 times to just at the right time make that move and get that win. So what an incredible race, man. Wow.
Well, congratulations to Steve Loving there. I mean, like we were talking about earlier, sometimes it's just the right spot at the right time. I mean, luck definitely plays into this a little bit. But some great finishes. Dave Jones finishes 4th. Jesse Necula 5th. Jacob Ellingson there in 6th. I mean, guys being able to make it through. Man, what a race.
Yeah, excuse the Losers Lounge logo. This is definitely not the Losers Lounge, but it could be. I mean, gosh, we could call it that. But there you are, your winner, and you see, my goodness, it was a literal tie. I don't know how, and I'm pretty sure iRacing, what they do is they go multiple decimal places to the right, and that's how it's settled. But on everything that I have, it's 0.000. So the closest finish that I've ever seen on iRacing. But Steve Loving was able to take home the win there. Ryan Huff, like you said, and so. What an amazing race. Let's jump right into interviews. We go ahead and get these guys in here. If we can find Kyle Roberts, let's get him up in the booth. Hey, Kyle, this is Eddie and Pat in the booth. You got us?
Hey, I got you.
Man, what a crazy last lap, as you knew it was going to come at some point, and you were able to make it through all of that. Kind of talk me through your race and what you were trying to do, and then also talk me through that last lap and what happened with you.
Oh man, I just tried to stay out of trouble. Of course, that never happens at these super speedways. That last lap, I was on the inside, and when I saw it going sideways, I just moved down to get by everything and got fortunate enough that I didn't hit anybody. I was actually rewatching when you pulled me up in the booth.
Well, man, it was an exciting race all night long, and I mean, sometimes a little luck comes into play for sure. But as
Sure.
you look back through the race, I mean, you put your car in that position. So, take me through your race here a little bit, and just how your night went, and really how you got that number 35 up into that podium finish.
Well, it was just luck to get there. I mean, when that wreck happened, I was, in ninth or 10th spot conservatively, and just moved down to get by them when I saw it. And like I said, got fortunate enough to not get hit anymore. uh, Felt like I ran a pretty good race most of the race. And I had a little bit of bad luck early on. Ran up front there for a little while and got doored a couple of times. But that's Talladega.
Well, man, congratulations on the third place. You got anybody you want to thank? Any shout outs?
Oh shoot! Big Fish, Reaper Race, of course. This league, I mean, this is the best league out there.
Well, all right, man. Well, congratulations, and maybe we'll see you in Victory Lane next race.
Boy, I hope so. I'm gonna be trying.
Well, there you have it. The third place finish. Let's talk to our second place finisher, Ryan Huff, if I can find him. Where's he at? Ryan Huff, where you at, brother? All right, go on.
He didn't want to be interviewed. He said no.
Yeah, maybe he didn't want to. I don't know. Well, let's talk to our winner, and we'll maybe get Ryan Huff in here in a minute if he comes back in here. Well, let's talk to Steve Loving. Hey, Steve, this is Eddie and Pat in the booth. You got us?
Hey, what's going on?
Man, well, King Dingaling, that last lap was something else, man. I mean, y'all were able to make it through that wreck, and then you and Ryan Huff able to miss and kind of dodge it down on the apron there a little bit. And when you got through, you were right behind Ryan and had enough of a gap there to try to charge him down. But talk me through the early part of your race, and I kind of want to know how your race was going and leading up to that point.
So the objective was just to stay out of the mess. So I tried to qualify up front, scoot back to the rear, and really just wait for something to happen in the last 10 laps and give it a run. So luckily that did occur. Last lap, getting by was luck. I figured my right rear is going to get touched and I'd go nose first in the wall, but somehow I got by. Saw Ryan, and I was already thinking he won the race. And I was like, wait a minute, I got a draft. And caught him, and I mean, we crossed that finish nose. It was a 0-0-0. I've never seen something so close.
Well, man, I mean, first, congratulations on the win, and getting through that last little mess. So, when that wreck started to happen and all that stuff, I mean, kind of take me through your thought process there, and then, of course, looking on the outside of it, and once you made it through, I mean, the moves you make to bring home the win here tonight.
So in these super speedways, if I get a run up on the third lane up high, I'm fine being the front car. You can usually avoid the incidents, but on the last lap, I generally try to be on the inside so I have somewhere to go to exit out. So that last lap, I knew it was bogged down. I didn't think I was going to go anywhere. I figured it'd be maybe fifth if I was lucky. But once everybody got bogged up, I just let off the throttle, went down to the apron, and just hope for the best. I mean, these races are luck. I mean, everybody here is running strong. They're good drivers. Everybody's having a great time. We're all doing it. And, last lap, it's, gas to the floor and you just send it.
Well, man, congratulations on the win. That was fantastic. I mean, like I said, sometimes Super Speedways has the lowest of lows, but it's the highest of highs. And in your situation, like it's got to be the best feeling in the world to get that win. Like you said on the last lap, you kind of felt like, I'm not really sure I'm in a position to win. So, man, what a great race. You got anybody you want to thank? Any shout outs?
Yeah, first I want to thank Ryan for running a great race and giving a little bit of room. The last thing I wanted was for us to both crash each other in the tri-oval or do something, but I want to do a little bit of door banging and make it exciting. So thanks to Ryan for running a great finish and putting something out for the broadcast. Want to thank the league and Brandon for hosting this series. Eddie, you for taking the time to broadcast. JC Motorsports for the support. There's just so many people to thank, but the entire league, the event, all the players involved. We just have a good time.
All right, man. Well, congratulations, man. That was a lot of fun, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot.
Well, all right. Let's bring our
Hold on.
What?
I'm gonna take a quick time out here.
Okay.
I mean, he thanked Brandon Wallace, and nobody cares about Brandon Wallace.
Yeah, he must be trying to get something. I don't know.
Yeah,
He must be trying to get a couple extra points. He must have done something he's trying to get out of. Something he's trying to get keep from happening. So I don't know. That's some sucking up right there. Well, I'll tell you what. Let me be Thanos and let me balance the world and just say, Brandon Wallace, what a nice paint scheme except for the stupid fucking numbers, man. Just those awful damn numbers. You got a great Mountain Dew scheme, and you just shit all over it with those numbers, and you deserve to get wrecked. And that's it. You deserve to be in the catch fence. So there you go. I balanced it out. Everything's good.
Better.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Let's talk to Ryan Huff and Ryan's Eddie and the Pat in the booth. You guys.
Yeah, I got you.
Well, man,
coming off the rails, man.
Yeah, I know you're not happy about what happened, but it was still an amazing race. I mean, it was awesome for you to kind of have a shot there at the end after that wreck. Y'all did a great job of dodging it. But I want to go back to the first part of the race and kind of your whole race and what led you to that point.
Well, I sat there and I started third and things were going well, and it was kind of like the truck race last Sunday. It got real racy for my liking, so I just dropped back, and then once we started having our green flag pit stops, myself, I think it was Jacob Ellingson and someone else, we all three came down together, and we ended up losing the lead pack. And then after that first caution came out, and that gave me a shot that I needed, and just it unfortunately didn't work out.
Well, man, I mean, coming home in second place was a damn good finish. So congratulations to you on that one. And so take me through the last lap wreck. You know, the seas parted. You and Steve Loving are there. So, I mean, kind of take me through that situation there as you guys were drag racing for the win.
Yeah, like we were just talking about in the waiting room, it looked like I was sitting there, I think, third in line on the inside. And I could see somebody, I guess it was the leader, got turned, and I just, first instinct was duck down to the bottom because that's where I had an opening. And just everything kind of parted there, and I saw Steve getting his run, and I was going to go to block him, but he had too much of a run, and I just had to give him the line, and congratulations to him on the win, but that's frustrating.
Well, it was still a fantastic race and good showing by you to be able to come out of that wreck. And like I said, I mean, you know, if iRacing didn't have probably multiple decimal places, I think we'd have to have co-winners tonight. As I've never seen it to be, I've seen it to be 0.00, but I've never seen 0.000. That's incredible. So, man, congratulations. You got anybody want to thank? Any shout outs?
Yeah, I just want to thank my team, Evil Empire Sims Sport, thank a couple of our sponsors, Ray's Energy, Doc Sports Bar, JDM Designs. We got a couple other things in the works with the team, so it'll be should be some fun announcements coming, just like everybody involved with it.
Well, all right. Well, congratulations to a second place for Ryan Huff, and we'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow as see if you can move up the standings.
Yeah, all right. I'll catch you guys later.
Well, there you have it. There's your Xfinity Super Speedway King, Steve Lovick. I got a nice graphic I worked really hard on the broadcast. So y'all make sure y'all watch this part. Worked really hard on this one. So there's your Super Speedway King. It's for the Xfinity car. Well, I mean, Pat, we kind of covered everything with Super Speedway racing. We kind of talked about what you can expect, and damn it, if it didn't all happen. like we planned it. So I guess it's fixed. NASCAR, people say NASCAR fixes races. Maybe we do too. But final thoughts of this race, and then kind of talk about what you expect. The in the next couple cars as we try to finish this series up.
Like I said, absolute blast, man. I always have an absolute blast. Not only doing the racing, but calling the races too. There's so much fun to call, and I always have to give a big shout out to the original Rebels League and the drivers that are involved with it. I mean, they're just such a great group of guys and doing such incredible things out here. And they do incredible things not only behind the wheel of the car, but outside the wheel of the car. From all that you do, from broadcasting these races and doing the cool things that you're doing, bringing about the 87 series, from everything the Rebels do, from not only this series but some of the charity series that they're doing. I mean, it's just awesome to watch. But to jump in tonight on a whim, to surprise you up here in the broadcast booth, which I appreciate you just kind of welcoming me in. Not that you had too much of a choice because I just popped in. But man, that was a cool race. It was, you said it a couple different times, never seen anything like that here in iRacing, to where it was just, iRacing just had to pick a winner. It was just that damn close. And that's some of the fun and that's some of the excitement behind super speedway racing. And I expect much of the same moving forward. A couple more races here coming up. Not sure which cars are coming up. Which cars are coming up?
It's going to be the Ford Fusion SS, so the 2013 cars, which
Oof.
we'll talk about a little bit about that. It's
Ooh.
it's an interesting package, man. We
Mhm.
ran some races and we were we
Mhm.
were 3 rows deep, about 12 or 3x3, about 12 rows deep. So it was like the old, early 2000s,
Mhm.
type of plate package. And I think it's going to put on a show. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. The car's really stable, and it's got a lot of speed. So I think that was going to put on a show. The COT, I don't know how that's going to go. But that's after that. So the
Yeah.
COTs, I'm really excited to see what happens. It may turn into a crap shoot, but I think I think I'm excited to see that one most because I honestly don't know what a race looks like there. So I
Mhm.
don't know what to expect really. So I think it's going to be a blast. I think in the past you could tandem draft in those COT cars, but you would overheat and stuff. But I don't think you'll be able to tandem draft as you go down in the corner Talladega at 230 miles an hour in basically a World War II tank. So
Yeah, those 2013s are. I mean, they're a lot of fun. They're amazing cars to drive. I got to participate in a race a few days ago with those cars, and they're a handful, and they're a lot of fun. So, and the drafting package and unrestricted and all that stuff is going to be a blast. COTs, I'm kind of with you. I don't have a whole lot of experience in those cars, so I'm interested to see how that plays out. But for it's the only nice thing I'm going to say. For Brandon Wallace to kind of put this on and put it together and all those different types of things, it's really cool. I love that, we get into the different series and the different leagues and everything that we do, and we get competitive and we want to race. But when we fought, throw these fun little series together and competitions together to see the amount of guys that come out and support it and have fun with it is just amazing. And then again, I appreciate you, Eddie, and all that you're doing. And I appreciate you letting me come up here and bug you for a little while here this evening.
yeah, and I just want to shout out. We don't talk about it enough, and I definitely don't. But just kind of what this league was started on and what's it about, man. It's a veterans, first responders, very pro military, police, firemen, this field is probably 80-90% former military or current military. Firefighters, first responders, and just want to remind everybody what this league's about, and what that's who we're for. That's who we race for. So appreciate y'all, everybody that has served and is still serving in those different things. Just want to shout those folks out, you Pat, and pretty much like this whole field. So definitely a big shout out to those guys. Definitely appreciate it, and that's what this league's about. Just a place where we can all have fun and support each other. So. But all right, well that's it for tonight, and we'll come back tomorrow, and I think the COTs are tomorrow, so we're gonna come knock those out, and then we'll come back for the finale on Sunday night for the Chevy SS, and we'll crown the new king. So come on back out, let's watch it. I think the next couple of nights, especially the Sunday race, it'll be a more probably a more tightened up broadcast as we really wanna lay out the red carpet for the new king. So thank y'all for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed it, and we'll see y'all tomorrow night.